Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Harlequin, and today I'm bringing you a very interesting 3 versus 3 game featuring myself and my 2 favorite allies on the map Red Ball Express. A little bit of World War II trivia for you today. Red Ball Express was actually when the Allies landed at Normandy, and they pushed their way all the way inside into Europe and whatnot. The Red Ball Express was the main supply route that supplied their whole army. So that's what this map is, I guess, all about. Anyhow, so a few quick notes. I'm going to go ahead and get this started here, but going to slow it down just a little bit until we're ready to go here. But I want to give you a few ideas on how 3v3 works, just kind of in general, and the commentary behind it in general, because there's just a lot of action going on all sides. So I'm going to focus mainly on my own team, and then mainly on my half of the map, honestly, because there's just a lot of simultaneous battle going on all throughout. But let's take a quick look here and just kind of see what we got going on here. So first off, this is me, Harlequin, right here, and you'll see I'm launching right away into a barracks first build order with my first engineers, and so are both of my allies. We've got Quasimodem here in the center and Guantes here on the left. I haven't looked at either of their ratings in a while, but we all play at the same time. I'm typically in the top 3% of armor players, that sort of thing. Again, not like the most Gosu player on Earth, but, you know, I'm a reasonably competent player who, you know, I know what I'm doing, more or less. Anyhow, so going right into our build orders. The theme kind of for this game, and Quasimodem for this game did not have his headset on, so ignore some of his chat going on here, but that's what's up with that. The theme for this game that we've got here is how do you get this initial advantage on the Germans? Because so many times the Germans seem to just set up right away with a bunch of machine guns and that sort of thing. And it's a very impenetrable defense, and it seems like they hold on early, and if the Allies can't break them right off the bat, they tend to never get that position back. And so you're going to see a couple examples here, and unfortunately they're all going to happen at the same time, of just how to get that first little win that you need to just kind of hold on to the points here. And also, I keep talking about the chessboard in general, but it's important to note in this map that you've got a large chunk of fuel here on the left, and a large chunk of fuel here on the right. One is skewed towards one half, the right-hand side is skewed towards the Axis, the left-hand side is kind of skewed towards the Allies. And the name of the game for us on this map is Grab the Fuel. Grab the fuel, defend it like crazy, and then just hold on to what you've got. And if one player, for instance, like if 2 out of 3 of us, which is what you're going to see here, are able to beat back the Germans, that's fine. The other player just needs to hold on to their turf a little bit. So you'll see right off the bat, grabbing our fuel, grabbing our ammo, that sort of thing. And you're about to see, so I love opening up with the Gladiator Riflemen. They are just phenomenal. They're probably the only thing that, they're just a necessity, I think. I think that sometimes versus early hero heavy machine gunners, Gladiator Riflemen are some of the best things you can bring. So already Guantes here is having a firefight. You'll see the Field Pioneers have immediately taken position in this house, which is a great stall tactic if you don't think you can win, or you just want to hold on to a building until your machine gunner can get there. Same thing is going on here. Already we have a machine gunner in this building, and already we have a machine gunner coming up for me. My machine gunner being a little bit late here, so we're going to see what Quasimodem did. He had his engineers take the brunt of the fight. Meanwhile, his weapons utility riflemen are flanking these machine guns. On my side, you'll see charge up right away. For 5 munitions, I can have the Gladiator Riflemen run past and just immediately start firing point blank. If it doesn't look like, okay, then you'll see I got the kill on the guy holding the machine gun, and now I just reposition, and I can just keep focus firing this machine gun team, forcing them to retreat, throwing hand grenades. You'll see that hand grenade wasn't even useful, and they're out of there. And now I'm actually in reasonably good cover versus a bike at close range with rifles. Wonderful positioning. Just to zoom back here to Quasimodem, you'll see that he managed to clear out that whole building. I don't know if he grenaded them or if he just shot them all point blank, but you can kind of see with the machine gun here out the window, he was just kind of skirting around the building, making sure the gun could never point out the correct window. And Guantes, on the other hand, is unfortunately just kind of dug in over here and getting suppressed from range here by this Fatherland machine gun team. Really suppressive machine gun, great range. 2 machine guns now out for Guantes. So Guantes might be in that ladder category I was talking about in terms of not being able to quite take his point at the beginning. But sometimes it just goes that way. You'll see another great stall tactic here by my German opponent. just kind of holding tight in the building, but really he's just got to get out of there. Wilson's riflemen doing a pretty good job against that building, and they're down. So you'll see a pretty one-sided victory for all of us. Our infantry was the key decisive victory there. Again, Gladiator Riflemen going up against these last entrenched engineers, and frankly, they need to retreat as well, because Gladiator Riflemen do a lot of damage. Real quick, I'm just going to take a tour of our opponents here, just to give them some cred. So we've got I Need a Beer. We've got It's Just a Game. And we've got Hinton, sir, some German name that I apologize for mispronouncing. Now, here's a very good pro tip here. Since Guantes is having some trouble taking his left side, the best thing you can do if you can take your own side, and you'll see, again, a suicide charge by the Gladiator Riflemen. They are fired up so they can't get suppressed by these machine guns. They run in, take a lot of casualties, throw a grenade, and retreat. So, you know, kind of a waste there, but it was either be pinned and suck and die, or just kind of go for gold and hope maybe you get a lucky 3-kill with a grenade. So unfortunately it didn't quite work out. But in situations like this where you've taken a little bit of advantage on your side, just keep pushing forward and consider all of these territories. Up here you'll see Quasimodem is taking this munitions point. I took this fuel point. Consider them bonuses and let go, you know, hold on tightly, let go lightly. Let them fight to capture them back and then give it up. So that when things are even, they still push back to you being you know, ahead with the cap points. So meanwhile here, I tried to get some little flanking action going on here with this durable HMG team up here. I do have a good amount of riflemen and my engineers up there. Meanwhile, my Wilson's riflemen just kind of taking one for the team, crawling around, getting whatever cover they can. But thankfully, I've got this good flank here. You'll notice that flanking is really the only way to deal with machine guns if you don't have something like fire up or hand grenades or some other bonus against them. This guy just taking a little bit of damage as he drives away here. So meanwhile, you'll see Quasimodem is pushing really hard up here, and he's pushing right up into close combat Volksgrenadiers. Oh my god, these are the worst units. I mean, by which I mean they're amazing. I would use them constantly if I were German. And luckily, Quasimodem had enough of a unit advantage, and these close combat Volksgrenadiers were a little indecisive, and apparently, you know why? They're level 1. Here I am talking them all. Level 1. They're not nearly as deadly at level 1. So no wonder he had no trouble with them with riflemen. Meanwhile, Guantes is just fighting the good fight up here, but he's got a really tough battle. So far, from what I've seen, it's been nothing but heavy machine gun teams, but I lost sight of where they went. Maybe he did some damage to them. Yeah, they're kind of moving back and forth here. Looks like he's been able to just kind of mutually exchange with them, and that's about it. Meanwhile, I'm just pushing all the way on up here, because frankly, I don't care. I'm going to capture as much as I can, but you'll see here I've overextended now. I've got a crossfire between one machine gun, motorcycle machine gun, a bunch of guys with MP40, sorry, which is the little German light machine gun here. You can see it's really good in close combat, and I'm just going to have to retreat right away. Retreat right away! At least the wounded engineer is getting out of there. You'll see him damaging engines. You know, doing some light damage here, but really, I just got to get the hell out of here. Go, man, go! Retreat! Snipers here shooting you. Oh, okay, well, sorry. Not my best moment, but that's okay. Meanwhile, Quasimodem being really aggressive. Look at him up here. He's got his machine gun emplacement up here. He's got his Lee's HMG team, level 2, going up, so those guys are going to get some levels, hopefully. Guantes, in the meantime, is working up here, just kind of holding the fort down. So this is exactly the situation I was telling you about at the beginning. Both Quasi and myself managed to push forward and then overextend through the middle and through the right, but that's okay because even if we lose some of that territory, it's fine. Mostly like situations like this, I'm just forcing these guys to have to spend time recapping this stuff instead of attacking me on the positions I want to hold on to. But if you take a moment, and I'll just pause the game here since there's so much action going on, and just look at the chessboard as a whole, as I was talking about before, we've got every fuel point on this side of the map, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, and we just had, well, we've got their 3 up here, but they're not going to have the 1 fuel point on that side. So we do actually have a majority of fuel points, and we have had a majority of fuel points all game. And that's going to be the deciding factor here, because the punchline to all of this is that we are all going for tanks right off the bat. And tanks, even though they are not as tough in any way as, oh no, Mortar team is looking for trouble here. He's firing his first rounds, but this heavy machine gun team just walked right in to this emplacement. And unfortunately, this is just the decimating fact about double machine guns, is look at how much suppression they do. Anybody. It doesn't even matter if you're even near the field of fire. They just suppress everybody. And unfortunately, this heavy machine gun team just can't even begin to fight against the rest of these machine gun teams. Looking back here on the right real quick, you'll see that the German menace is marching its way forward again with this hero sniper, I believe it was, is moving along. This Eagle Eye sniper, level 5. Meanwhile, we've got Lee's HMG team here is doing a good job suppressing and inflicting some minor casualties, and we've even got some flamethrower engineers coming up. So I'm moving up here and very intentionally leading with my Jeep because I know that there's a sniper somewhere around here, but really it ends up not even mattering. Unfortunately, getting really pinned here, and my Jeep is not doing such a good job. No, kind of should have maybe moved that Jeep back a little bit. You'll see that's going to be a little too late for me. Pushing as hard as I can here in the middle, you'll see I actually went ahead and fired up to get into close range with these machine guns, threw a grenade. The grenade went off. You can tell by the blast pattern, didn't really do anything.